You must be proud but very frustrated, Daniel, this evening. Is that correct?
Not very frustrated, proud and a bit disappointed from honest, because it's of course a good point for us. Yeah, it's a newly promoted side. Second game within 3 days. It's even a bit more difficult for such a side with not that depth in the squad, and we have to invest in each and every game a bit more, and sometimes even a bit more, or a bit easier for the top clubs to rotate and also to play these games, then to come away against a top club who was in the Champions League final a few months ago, with a world-class experienced coach with top-class players who are in a decent run of form and fighting for the Champions League positions. To go away with 1 point is without any doubt a good point and a good result, but we're also a bit disappointed because again, some crucial decisions went not in our favor, and also we conceded that late in the game, and also I would say a bit that unnecessary, that you're also a bit disappointed that we were not able to win all 3 points, but it doesn't take anything away. Just that I have to praise my players today for this performance, and especially in the first half, and for great spirit and great fighting spirit and great commitment and great desire in the second half, and for that I think it's a good point for us.
Your opinion on the disallowed goal, VAR?
Well, it's difficult. At the moment, I'm asked each and every week for VAR decisions. Just a general thought, perhaps. Yeah, my feeling is VAR should help to make the game more fair. Yeah. And last week we played a game against Aston Villa when we conceded the goal out of a clear and obvious mistake of a referee, because he gave throw in the wrong direction, and out of this situation, without touching the ball, we conceded 10 seconds later a goal, and it was not allowed to overrule this by VAR. I was told 10 seconds you could have defended it, no chance. So it was a clear and obvious mistake. In this case, VAR would have made the game more fair. I think today it was a situation when you watch it back without a line. I think you ask one people would say it's no offside, because my player starts 1 yard more or less behind the player of Tottenham. The referee who was in charge at Aston Villa was today our VAR referee, without judging it, just to mention it because it's a fact. And my gut feeling was anyhow, when this scene was watched back, that we'll find perhaps at any moment with the technology any point where we could put a line in the scene when you see, okay, Timo Pukki is 1 inch offside. I can't influence this. I have to accept this, but my feeling is such decisions are not in the sense of the game. We have this rule. Once we started to have the rules for this game, it was more like we want to support offensive game. We want to support the attacking player. So we have the rule: in doubt, you give it for the attacking player. I think this was more or less like when 100 people watch a scene back, 100 people would say it's definitely onside and no offside. We found any point when I'm not sure if this line was really drawn when exactly in the moment when Mario Frančić touched the ball. Perhaps it was. I can't influence it. It's wasted energy. For me, it's more like I made it clear. I'm prepared that no VAR decision goes in our favor during the season. At least that's the feeling at the moment, and it's hard to accept and tough for the lads, because of 2-0 up to be 2-0 up at halftime in such a game would be more or less at least a kind of a pre-decision. So we have to accept that it's just 1 point, and it is like it is.
Were you pleased with the attitude of your players after that moment? Because it must be it's a new thing they've never experienced before, this high and low. And is it something you have to talk with them about in training to be prepared for that?
Absolutely, and also proud with our whole stadium, because everyone was excited, was celebrating a great goal. Timo Pukki was who left after he was not able to score in the last 2 games, and everyone was buzzing, and then to get this, I would call it a bit like a sucker punch anyhow for the whole stadium, for my players. It's not easy, but I think we react in a perfect way, and also the supporters, the whole stadium tried to back us in this moment, although everyone was annoyed from this decision. We can't change it. It's a fact that VAR is used in this way. It's not up to me to judge if this is in the sense of the game. If this is fair, I have to handle anyhow the rules, and this is what I have to make out of it.
Just to clarify, Daniel, you had some guidance, because there was a lot of speculation it might have been when he came back on side, but it was actually the moment when Frančić passed the ball. That's when he's deemed to be offside.
Yes. there we found anyhow a line when line was drawn anyhow with a nice pen anyhow. He was then 1 inch perhaps offside.
Any issues with the handball on Jamal Lewis that ultimately led to Eriksen's free kick?
At least it's probably no clear and obvious mistake. I think there was a knock against Jamal. So my feeling was the referee wants to play further on, and the assistant referee was there and give him the signal. It was a handball and was a free kick. I think the referee was closer to the situation. I'm not sure why then in this situation his referee overrules him anyhow. I had also problems with a few decisions of this referee in the first half, if I'm honest, with a few offside and free kick and throw in decisions. Yeah, but probably you can give a free kick in such a situation. Yeah, I didn't watch it back 10 times so far, so no, don't want to complain anymore. So all okay.
Does a result like that underline that inside the group, you and your players still believe it is possible you can get out of the situation you're in?
Absolutely, because I think our first half performance was fantastic. We totally deserved to be in lead at halftime. In the second half, you could feel we were tired. So. And we were struggling a bit, but in this second half we showed great resilience and great steel and commitment and also defensively a pretty good structure. And of course we were a bit disappointed that we conceded then the penalty situation out of a counter. It was not necessary, and also probably not necessary in this situation to tackle. And Harry Kane, of course, world-class striker, pretty experienced lad. He used the situation then to create a penalty, and he was then clinical from the point. I think it was a bit due to being tired at this moment. It was not easy for my centre backs right now. They're just both coming back after long-term injury, and then difficult for them to play 2 games within 3 days. But I was happy with them that they went through all this 97 minutes, because we had no other options today. And for that, it was tough to handle the situation today. But I think we showed great commitment, and for that I just have compliments from the players. Great attitude, great commitment, and if you go further on with this spirit, but also with these performances, then we'll still definitely have a chance.
Well, what can be on top? As you say there was an error there. Tom Tribal is giving the ball away, and it's proved quite costly. Is that ultimately, look back at all these games and all the positives from the play, but just in those crucial moments, that's one aspect your team needs to be better, isn't it? Because at this level you'll get punished.
Yes, of course, it was unnecessary, and Thomas probably the saddest person in the dressing room, because he came just in the game and underestimated the situation. Of course, if we can keep the ball in this situation, we wouldn't allow a counter, and to concede after being 2-1 up, then out of counter situation, the penalty, and then in the end the goal is of course a bit disappointing. But the players are human beings, and no robots, and we are there with mistakes, and we are pretty young side, and also also not a side who can spend unbelievable amount of money for experienced players who play more or less without any mistakes. For that, we have to back them and have to accept them. Although it hurts sometimes, but we have to learn out of this moments there that this kind of errors can be pretty costly. And today, probably it costs us 2 points. Yes.
One positive must be the performance of Mario Brancic coming on today.
Yes, I was pleased with him. He looked really sharp and also experienced. He was there, of course, with a great goal. But many winnings off the ball. Played smart passes. So sadly we had to take him out after he got a knock in his head, and it was a bit like a headache. So I don't think it's a concussion or whatever. But hopefully he can recreate pretty soon. That we have him available also for the game against Crystal Palace.